I am kind of like that game. The first Descendant's fun. And I played for about solid 2.5 hours, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get off. And as soon as I say that, Logie starts fucking playing. Of course he does. Okay, I saw this video earlier, and I was like, you know what? This would be a fun little reaction piece to it because if you're a weeb like me, we like our anime. There's some good stuff back there. You see, I got my Star Wars, I got a Gojo, a Deku, I got a Full Metal Alchemist, and Edward one back there with the little Pop Funkos. We are anime fans here. And if you're an anime fan, more than likely you got a subscription to Crunchyroll, and they have a monopoly, a tight grip on the anime scene. But Netflix has a genius plan to overthrow Crunchyroll. I saw this, like I said, I saw the video like up until about here. Zelly has a little over 10K subs. Very good. We'll go ahead and give him one of ours. Give him a thumbs up on the video. As you see, this is actually a pretty well crafted video. And I want to get my 2 cents on it.
My God, this is so sick. Dude, this is so cool. My God, no way.
Just showing different animes.
Netflix has
We all
been
know that.
heavily invested into the growth of its
know that
anime
sound.
catalog. Cyberpunk Edge Runners just won Anime of the Year, and The Way of the House Husband animated a series many thought was impossible to do. Netflix clearly sees an opportunity in the anime genre. They have been steadily increasing their library of titles over the past decade, with no signs of stopping. In fact, they're doubling down on their investments into the genre, but there's one thing standing in their way. When it comes to anime, Crunchyroll is by far the go-to streaming service with the largest library and simulcast for a majority, if not all, seasonal releases. The platform dominates the space without question. Crunchyroll, by all means, has a monopoly on the anime industry. Every new series calls Crunchyroll its home.
What's unfortunate too is Crunchyroll did buy out, what was it, Fanimation or Funimation, and the two apps and the catalogs were supposed to merge. It was supposed to be like an anime fans paradise because you'd have to have 2 separate subscriptions to watch your all your favorite animes. But I think the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
And with over 5 million paid subscribers, the streaming giant is almost untouchable. However, everything isn't smooth sailing for the platform, and if anything, Crunchyroll is entering 24 with everything to lose. Crunchyroll has been dealing with controversy after controversy, and for years now has seen a steady decline of public approval. After a lawsuit settlement in 22 regarding the alleged sale of user data, alongside making anti-consumer decisions at almost every turn, Crunchyroll is seemingly taking advantage of their position in the industry at the detriment of the anime community as a whole. The biggest issue with Crunchyroll is that they are well aware that they own a monopoly. They can be as greedy and anti-consumer as they want, because at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it? Obviously, the answer is to just pirate, which, let's be honest, who does it nowadays? But that's when Crunchyroll shamelessly pulls the "come on guys, support the studios and the artist" card. In theory, subscribing to Crunchyroll and watching the shows legally does support the studios, but there are no statistics on where this revenue actually goes, and realistically, it's probably going to the big studios, with most likely very little, if any, being kicked back to the animators actually creating the series we enjoy. Crunchyroll is also
when we try to fight with our card, they're gonna be like, hey, don't you want to pay the devs, the people who made this shit?
notoriously hostile to voice
What's up,
actors.
Logie?
Does everything in their power
I saw
to
that you just got on the
undercut
first
and
Descendant.
artists that work on. You go to the store and you see your favorite anime series on the shelf. Inside the box is a digital
Nice.
code,
You
which
and Josh
paid extra
both just
for,
got
by the way.
Freyna.
You
That's
would
awesome.
redeem that digital code.
Hold on, pause. You're loving it, and you just got Freyna and love her. I got Volby earlier today, and I love her. I was a freaking waterbender learning how to play her, and she is great. Maybe not the best for like boss fights. I mean, kind of if you build her out a certain way and just for like max crit damage with her Transcendent mod. But overall, this free-to-play game, it gives me like that Destiny vibe, but everyone's starting at ground zero. And I know it's not at like this game is just as complex when it comes to building, you know, different kind of loadouts and whatnot. But I feel like Destiny, there's just if you're trying to get into it or back into it, it's just too far gone. Volby is awesome, but I will say that.
Which allowed you
Maybe
to
a hot take,
download and watch
but
the
the first
series
Ascendant,
online or
everyone's
off.
starting
Now,
at
keep
ground
in
zero.
mind, you
We're all
paid for
starting at
this
the same
digital
place, and
copy.
that's
It wasn't
I think
thrown
that's
in out of
another
the
thing
goodness
that
of
makes
their
it fun.
heart or some special. Every purchase you made will vanish into thin air. Now, the legality of this is dependent on user agreements in terms of service that nobody reads anyway. But the morality of this is beyond horrendous. The discussion of digital ownership has been a hotbed topic for the past couple of years, and now Crunchyroll has added more fuel to the fire with their utter disregard for the consumer. Obviously, Crunchyroll is in the wrong, but there's a reason why they're making the choices they are. Money. Sony purchased Crunchyroll from AT&T in August of
Crazy. Money makes the world go round. It blows my mind that, you know, Crunchyroll is doing things and making the decisions they are because of money. Is anyone else shocked here?
21. At the time,
You have
Sony
not?
was already the owner.
You haven't tried Once Human? Logie. It's like it's another looter shooter that is fantastic. If I had more PC bros that would play with me, I would definitely be playing Once Human more than First Ascendant. And that's how. And you heard how much I'm talking about how good First Ascendant is. Once Human is well put together. It's also free to play. Also made by Koreans, so you know some of the models are. Why compete when you can just buy it?
Enter Netflix, the streaming giant who held the crown for 20 plus years, is doing everything they can to make their mark. Knights of Sidonia was the platform's first entry to its original catalog. Released in 2014, the series was reception. The series was succeeded by a variety of releases, some good and some not so good.
Cyberpunk is the one anime that comes up to my mind when I'm thinking about Netflix and anime. And if you haven't seen the Cyberpunk 2077 or something like that, it's fantastic. It's 12, 13 episodes, super short. You can knock it out on a weekend, and it'll make you feel some shit.
With the release of 7
and it's a Netflix exclusive.
Gave Netflix all the proof that they needed. Series like Violet Evergarden and Little Witch Academia these shows didn't cut any corners when it came to production value, as Netflix is known for their deep pockets when it comes to their first-party products. The moves made by Netflix were finally paying off. Their anime audience,
at least
had
for me,
more than
Baki was a little
doubled.
overrated.
Over the past 3 years, Netflix realized that, like their other content, the true key was in diversification. Their original productions had seen success, but for Netflix to break major ground, they would need the best of the best. Demon Slayer, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Naruto, Death Note,
another banger.
Is in for an
I thought they were about to tell me Black Clover was going to Netflix.
Netflix's biggest success by a landslide was the One Piece live-action series, and this isn't their first attempt at live-action. In fact, their track record was pretty hit or miss.
Actually, I need to go back and watch that. I heard it was fantastic.
The live-action series garnered 19 million views with over 145 million hours of watch time. The show was ranked top 10 in 93 countries and number 1 in 73 of those.
I heard it was great.
The show was an instant hit and surpassed series like Wednesday and Stranger Things, but this is where Netflix makes their biggest move yet. The One Piece anime is notorious for its, lack of a better word, horrible pacing. Everybody knows
that's actually great for One Piece because there's so many people who are like me who are like, I'm watching YouTube videos to try to expedite the process instead of watching each and every episode. Horrible fan, I know, but
Netflix is already the second largest platform for
there's just
anime
One
in
Piece
the
is just
world.
so big.
Depending on the success of the remake, we might see Netflix tackle other series like Naruto or Bleach, just to name a few. But all of their moves indicate their desire to come for the throne, but we all know who wears the crown. So now we look at the bigger picture, and as it stands right now, Netflix can't compete one-to-one with Crunchyroll. However, based on how things have unfolded over the past couple of years, we could potentially see something flip. The fact of the matter is that Crunchyroll is on the decline in terms of public opinion and favorability. At the same time,
but at the end of the day, public opinion and favorability only goes so far. At the end of the day, people are going to go what's convenient. And if all my animes are on Crunchyroll and I don't have to have one subscription, even though I may not be a fan of their business practices, I'm a fan of their product, and I want the product.
some can argue that within the anime community, Netflix is on the rise. Obviously, there won't be any major changes overnight, but if things continue to trend the way that they have been, it's impossible to rule out a potential meeting between the two trajectories, meaning that by some unforeseen series of events, Netflix might overtake Crunchyroll in terms of public opinion and favorability. Netflix also has 20 years of experience in the streaming space, so their ability to manage and upkeep such a large library of titles would be nothing for them. Netflix also boasts an almost flawless user experience, as well as being accessible on pretty much every platform you can think of. Pieces are put in place, and they're moving ever so steadily.
Let me refrain. Let me hear what he has to say. Where he was going to be going with that, where it's just simulcasting to make it convenient to share with friends, so more people are more in tune to engage with that platform to watch what they want to watch. But at the end of the day, I don't think Netflix is even trying to take over Crunchyroll. I think Crunchyroll has too big of a stake in the game. But I definitely think Netflix is coming for their slice of the pie. But I don't know. I just wanted to react to that. I thought about that, saw it earlier, and I was like, you know what? Something I could talk about on stream. See if anyone has any opinions on it. Here, kind of want to play just the bell. Boom. I got like one or two games in me, and then I do go to bed. Actually, you know what, guys? You know what? Sorry. Yeah, I have an 8 a.m. call that I gotta not only be up for, but I gotta be ready and prepped for. And that's in 8 hours and 45 minutes. So I'm going to try to get some sleep in that 8 hours and 45 minutes. And that way try to get up in like 6 hours, prep for like an hour, knock out the meeting. That's exactly what I got to do. Okay. You guys have honestly been a blast. The chat these past 2 days, chat's been super active. So Logie, I'm so glad to see you're back. Ventrix, I appreciate the follow. You guys have truly made just streaming just so much fun just to sit down and just hang out with you guys. So with that said, go over to my YouTube, new YouTube videos pretty much daily of me commentating, talking about the games, kind of react, like making videos of what I did in that gaming for the day and then move on. So if you like the vibe that I'm putting down and you're picking it up, then come on over on YouTube and hang out with me, obviously, when I go live on kick.com/Allrod. And I'll see you guys. Water bing, all bing, bada bing.